What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Uncle Project Podcast. It's your host, Mr. T, and this is where I document my journey as a content creator, all the successes, failures, and everything in between. On today's episode, we're talking about your host, Mr. T, coming to a Twitter space near you. I'm going to start doing some Twitter spaces coming up. I'm going to be talking about that, and going to be talking about getting some plans together for National Podcast Month. Got some special things coming up as far as that is concerned, National Podcast Month, and some different formatting that I'm planning to do around some things that I'm going to be doing during National Podcast Month. Got a really cool episode, informative episode about what's going on with your host, Mr. T. This is going to be a Lightning Network powered episode, Hive Network powered episode. Really good one. I'm going to get quick message from our sponsor, Anchor, and we'll get right into it. All right. October 15th, got a lot of good boxing on today, like probably the craziest day of boxing in ever, at least of the year, got that going on. Leo Power Up Day, just participated in my very first Leo Power Up Day. I'll make sure to leave a link to that post in the show notes of this episode. But even with all that going on, I still got to get this podcast in. It's a Saturday, and we can get a bunch of multitasking in while I'm enjoying all of this amazing boxing on today. Within the podcasting realm, just been doing my thing, listening to a ton of Twitter spaces. I'm starting to get insert myself more into podcast Twitter, which has been a pretty fun experience so far. I'm kind of taking the same approach that I did figuring out my way with NFTs and just kind of connecting with people with the wax community. I'm trying to do a similar thing with podcasting. Let's see. Side note, as far as wax is concerned, those NFTs that I've been working on, those are going to be coming really soon. I just got a really good idea from a guy to get something going for my first collection on wax. So a couple of episodes ago, I did an episode on using Procreate for the first time. I've been using it for a while, learning some different techniques and things, and I'm starting to get some pretty cool original art that I can use for NFTs, and I'm gonna try my hand, building within the wax community. Be on the lookout for those. So kind of doing a similar thing that I was with NFTs and wax with the podcasting thing, and just following a lot of podcasting accounts, just different accounts that can helped me see how to make a podcast Twitter account engaging, just figuring out what questions to ask the audience, just kind of get a good vibe of how to use Twitter for podcasting while having fun with it. So doing that and getting into different Twitter spaces. And so as far as the Twitter spaces are concerned, I've been blogging on Hive for a good 5-6 years now. So I know a lot of people in that community, and they also happen to be podcasters. And one of those people happens to be she's a podcasting giant, she's, I don't know, she just knows how to maneuver within the podcasting realm. And I was in a space that she was in recently, Jennifer Neveretti. She's on Hive. I believe her Hive username is ePodcaster. I think that's either her Hive username or her Twitter username, or both. But if you can find her, especially on Twitter, if you can find her on Twitter, follow her. Especially if you're a beginner podcaster by myself, and if she's ever doing a Twitter space, or if she's ever in a Twitter space, go to that space, because she's in there giving away free game. I don't know, just the way that she presents information is really helpful to me as somebody who's just getting in to podcasting. She's helped me with a fresh idea. So, and it's kind of funny because the whole reason I got into podcasting in the first place was interacting with somebody's challenge on Hive, and I'll try these 30-day posting challenges, and I'm never able to do them. I'm always horrible at them, but I try them anyway. They're pretty fun. Why not? And you actually learn, you can pick up something from that challenge, as long as you give some kind of effort and apply yourself. But whole reason I got into podcasting in the first place was, I say this all the time, doing the 3 Steps No Excuses challenge with the CTP, the Click Track Profit Tribe within Hive. And that was a challenge hosted by John G. Olsen on Hive through the CTP tribe. All right. So that's what got me started podcasting in the first place. But Jennifer Neveretti, she hosts a event for National Podcast Month. I think the hashtag is NAPOD promo, National Podcast Month promo. I think that's NAPOD promo. So the event is under a certain hashtag, so you're able to interact with other people participating in the challenge. I'll have to see, what the official hashtag is, but there's a Hive community that you can join while it's going on. It's for the month of November, and just from my understanding, quick story, it's in the month of November, and just trying to post every day in November, and kind of give my audience a newer experience. Or for me and my audience, it'll be a newer experience. Cause I don't know. I have a hard time posting once a week sometimes, but posting every day, will definitely be a challenge worth attempting, So yeah, gonna be doing that coming up, and she didn't leave me hanging. She gave me a really good tip to help me accomplish that, which is an idea of microcasting. So maybe like short pods, 1 to 5 minutes. I think it will be a good idea just to get episodes into where I can create engagement a little bit better than the longer format episodes. Because I've seen her do episodes in this format on Twitter before, and it's pretty interesting. But yeah, so I think that's going to be my plan of attack for National Podcast Month, in trying to complete that challenge. And also with that, I would like to do those micro podcasts on Twitter, but the thing about that is I love Twitter. That's probably like the main Web2 social media that I use. Well, it's definitely the main Web2 social media that I use personally. But I don't like to have the Twitter app on my everyday cell phone. It just kind of connects to too much stuff, and I use my Twitter, and I don't use my Twitter like a regular person all the time. So I'd rather use the Twitter app on a different phone. But I was having a hard time finding a phone, but I just came across an old Android phone of mine that I had laying around, and I was able to download the app, and I was able to get into Twitter Spaces. So I think I'll be able to record and do like voice memos for my microcasting, and I can now participate in Twitter Spaces, which is going to be pretty freaking sick, because like I say, Jennifer Never Ready, she does a lot of Twitter Spaces. Wax Wednesday, they have a ton of Twitter Spaces, and I've been going to these spaces for a while, so a lot of people, they'd recognize at least my avatar, and I'd be able to kind of get in and start connecting with people even better and a little bit more now that I can participate in Twitter Spaces, and I can also kind of share share different things with the microcasting. The only barrier to that I can think of so far is just figuring out a way to get the audio from the Twitter Spaces and the voice memos or the voice tweets from Twitter over to my RSS. Just figuring out a way that I can download that MP3. Because what I really want to do is put the microcast in the special episodes of the Uncle Project podcast, and kind of things that I'm doing like this where it's, I don't know, I do have a format for these shows and these episodes, but it's kind of freestyle at the same time. I kind of want to move this format to the microcast and then maybe start doing like interviews on Twitter Spaces, and doing those for the episodes, and maybe like some like investigative reports too, just finding different ways to have fun making content that will stick and be relevant a little bit longer than just my day-to-day content. My day-to-day content, I can make that a microcast, move it over to my special episodes, and I think that might be the way that the Uncle Project starts to rock coming up here pretty soon. So yeah, you heard that first on the Uncle Project podcast. So yeah, may see some changes coming up. I'm pretty excited for the changes, especially for the interview portions of it. It'll be a while, just kind of takes a while to get to know people, in the spaces, maybe try to get them used to my personality, things like that. But yeah, hopefully we can get some interviews going in Twitter Spaces for the Uncle Project podcast. Maybe we can get some cool things going in the Discord, some cool giveaways, do some event spaces, things like that. So yeah, cool things coming up. Shout out to Jennifer Never Ready for, just helping a young podcaster out with ideas. I'm definitely new to this, need all the help I can get. I like to stand on the shoulders of giants, people doing great things. I think that helps move the process along, and it's something that I've had success with. Just see what successful people are doing, and then put my own little flavor on it. Keep on rocking. So yeah, be sure to follow, subscribe to the Uncle Project podcast. Check in the show notes look out for different articles, different Hive posts. If you don't have a Hive account, get signed up for a Hive account. You can always leave me a boostergram if you are participant in podcasting 2.0 in the value for value ideology. Be sure to leave some feedback on the show, comment, and be with you all on the next episode of the Uncle Project podcast. Peace. Welcome back to the Uncle Project podcast. I'm your host, Mr. T, 7-year blogging veteran in the Web3 space, and I'm here creating the sickest experience in podcasting 2.0 that'll ever hit your eardrum. Hopefully, you're listening to the Uncle Project podcast on your favorite podcast 2.0 app. If you're ready to power up your podcast player, Be sure to check out Fountain FM at fountain.fm. Download the app, search for the Uncle Project podcast, and follow the show. Now let's get into some of those boosts.